Hello viewers. One of the important topic which we are going to learn, which we are going to discuss here is that how print culture assisted the growth of nationalism in India. Print culture growth of nationalism. Growth of nationalism in India. Some important talks before going towards the topic. You have to remember it that if I talk about the print culture in India, it was brought by Portuguese missionary over here. What is missionary? Religious missionary. It was who were just trying to follow their religion, and they brought the print culture over here. It was not by itself that machine just came by itself here. Then after that they start printing, but it was brought by some machineries that these were the religious machineries from the Portuguese that they came over here and brought the printing system over here. And then after that the Catholic priests will say Protestants, and they started the printing system over here. Now here we haven't to discuss about that, but in I just a sort of that a sort of information you should and sort of knowledge you should have, that how the print came over here. And whenever you are going to make a note, you have to write, if you write a sentence, that the printing system over here was brought by the Portuguese religious machinery. Then after that the printing system was started over here. It was not in English language that the printing firstly was done over here, but it was Konkani language, where over Tamil language was that where in which the printing system was done over here. And why not English? Because here no one was able to understand the English. Then it was not good. And that firstly, whenever we are going to do anything, we see the market, if they might have printed the in English, but the readers were not available over here, though it was just a van to print in the English. It is because of that they didn't print it in the English, but they printed in the vernacular language. Now we will come towards the topic, how this print culture brought the gave the rise to the nationalism over here in India. Nationalism and nation, what is nation? Is a group of people having the common culture, common territory, having the common tradition, that having a common bond with each other, that is called a nation. And what is nationalism? Or it is an ideology, we can say, or it is a movement. It is an ideology and or a movement which is working for the common interest of the nation, or which are trying, it is an ideology which is trying to bring the prosperity, and which is working for the common interests of the nation. That is called nationalism. In short, we can say love with the nation and love with the symbols which are uniting the nation. That is called nationalism. Here we are going to talk about how it assisted in the rise of nationalism over here. There is there is no denying in the fact that the print also connected the different people of the community. Print connected people of different communities. When we say connected, it means it brought a unity, and unity, when we'll talk, that is nationalism. How it connected the people of the different communities. Let me make it easy for you. If we talk it that we have different communities over here, but something, many principles are there which join different communities with each other. If we talk that we language, we will talk. If we talk territory, culture, if one community, suppose A is the community and B is the second community, if this community and this community, both the two communities were just ruled by the Britishers. Suppose A community has been shown the harshness, harshness by the Britishers, but this community was not aware about this harshness. But harshness on the basis of a religion, we can say, or we can say harshness on the basis of a culture. What does it mean? If the culture of community A was something, suppose in their culture, their language will say they were speaking the Hindi, but they were forced to leave this Hindi and speak English. This was a sort of harshness. This was shown towards community A, but this community was not aware. This harshness was just exposed by the print. It was not exposed to the community of B only, but it was exposed to the whole India. When whole India came to know about the harshness of the Britishers towards this community, they together came close and start speaking against this bad policy of the Britishers. Though how it was possible, how this message reached to them, that was due to the print culture. So here it becomes clear that print culture helped in bringing the unity among the different communities of the India. And in other hand is the harsh policies shown by the Britishers. This was also responsible that different communities came close to each other to fight, but that harsh policy, that harshness and bad ideology was exposed by the print culture. This is the first why, which whenever you are going to make a note, you will say like this: the print culture helped in just generating the sense of nationalism among the different communities, and just bring unity among them, because the bad policy shown by the Britishers over here in the India on the one community, and that was altogether exposed by the print culture. And the ideology, how to solve that, how to motivate the Britishers that you are doing bad, or how to assemble to fight against them, this whole ideology was flourished by the print culture. Though this print culture brought a sort of sense of unity among the Indians, and just brought them on the platform where it was easy for them to fight with the Britishers. Second thing, so it also some newspapers at that time, they also played their role in order to bring the awareness among the people. They just made them aware that how powerful their ancestors were, to which nation they are belonging, how much strong the India was before the British rule over here. And this inspired the Indians, and they started thinking differently, and this inspiration made them to fight against the Britishers. And this inspiration generated in them the love of the and it bring them this in them the sense of collective belongings, that India, it is not of ones, it is of as how much right I am having on, and second is having on, third is having the common right on these and the common principles. And this became possible only when there was the print culture. I will give the name of some Delhi's, we can say newspapers over here, which brought the consciousness among the people of the India. You have to mention in the note, I will talk to some of firstly it was Indian Mirror, Indian Mirror was, Bombay Samachar was, Bombay Samachar was, the Hindu was, the Kesari, the Kesari. These also exposed in the simple language, they exposed the ideologies of the Britishers over here, and they motivated the people for coming close to each other for the unity, and just taught them how much power in a unity is. So this whole gave rise to the nationalism over here. And one of the great personalities over here were having that Rabindranath Tagore, we were having Lukmania Tilak we were having, or we can say Mitra we were having, Din Bandhu Mitra we were having. Their ideologies were printed, then after that they were translated in the simple language, and folk tales were just in the literature, and these folk tales were narrated to the groups, and were made them to learn, and made them to understand. By this the sense of collective belongings came in the Indians, and they started thinking differently, and they started loving with each other. They started thinking about the common interests, and they started thinking commonly about the freedom over here from the Britishers. This was a topic, very important topic, which will be asked to you. Hope you understand. If any question, you can ask me in a comment box.